Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fauhat Labib, and I'm from ICP class. Today I'm I'm gonna explain about my poetry for exploring poetry assignment examinations, final examination. And the title of my poetry is Hollow, because I wrote this poem as a way to express the feeling that is often hard to explain, because the sense of being present physically, but emotionally distant from myself. There are a moment when everything feels normal on the outside, yet the inside there is a quiet emptiness that lingers. That's why I choose that title, Hello. And I think this poem became a reflection of that state, where I try to capture what it feels like to be in between, not completely lost. So let me read the poetry. This is my poetry. Okay, this is my poetry. Wait a minute. I can read it. Sorry. Walk through days that never stay, like echoes fading far away. My voice returns, but feels same, as if it never learned my name. The mirror shows a shape I know, but something left a while ago. It smiles, it breathes, it plays a part, yet none of it can feel like heart. I try to hold what slips between, the silence of what might have been. But every touch turns into air, a presence that is never there. So I become this hollow space, a quiet form without a place, not lost, not found, just in between, a page that no one's ever seen. Okay, that is my poetry. And then I will explain about the interpretation of my poetry, Hello. The title is Hello. So this poem explores a deep sense of identity loss and emotional emptiness. So the speakers, which is me, feels disconnected from themselves as if they are living without truly existing. So, like what I read, that this poem talk about the feeling of being physical present but emotional disconnected from oneself. So me, I am feeling, I feels like they are living, I'm living, but not truly existing. And the repetition of image like echoes, mirrors, and emptiness suggests a struggle with self-recognition. The speakers sees their physical form, but no longer feels a genuine inner self. There is also a strong sense of being in between, not truly lost, but also not truly found. Okay. There is a strong sense of identity loss, yeah, like what I said before, shown through images, like echoes, like mirrors. So I recognize my outer self, but feels that something inside me missing. And then so the poem reflects the state of emotional numbness where where the speakers, which is me, continues to function outwardly, but internally feels hollow and detached. It can be interpreted as representations of this association, loneliness, or existential confusions. And then there are some elements of poetry that provide in my poetry. The first is genre, and the second stanza, emotion, and also rhythm. For the first genre, this poem is a lyric poem that expresses personal emotions and inner thought. It also reflects existential themes, focusing on identity and the feeling of being in between. As a reflective lyric, it emphasizes the speaker's inner experience rather than telling a story. So it's like telling my experience, like rather than I tell your some story. So this poem is like what I said before. This is a lyric poem that focus on personal emotion and thought, and also contain existential themes as it explores identity and meaning of existence. And there's like a reflective lyric. The poem emphasizes my inner experience rather than I telling story. Okay, that's what I said before. And then the second is stanza. So the poem consists of four quatrains or stanza with 4 lines each. So it's called quatrains or quatrains. This consistent structure creates a sense of balance, which contrasts with the speaker's, which is me, contrasts with my unstable and fragmented emotions. Okay, that for the stanza. And then the emotions is the tone of the emotion is melancholic and also reflective and introspective, that showing deep self-questioning, showing deep self-questionings. The mood like feels empty, quiet, and isolating, and also creating a subtle but haunting emotional impact. So this is very emotional poetry. That's why I I really like emotional poetry. That's why I choose this title and this theme to make my poetry. And the next is, which is last but not least, rhythm. So this poem uses a soft and also steady rhythm with a loose rhyme scheme, creating an echo like a flow. The dictions is very simple, right? I use very simple dictions and also clear, that dominated by abstract and sensory word like echoes, silence, hollow, and air, which is built a haunting atmosphere. That's why I choose some several uh word or dictions to build my poetry in atmosphere. And also the last is very figurative language that exists in my poetry. The first is metaphor, simile, I'm sorry, I can't read it, personifications, imagery, and also symbolism. So the metaphor, in line, I become this hollow space, shows that me or speakers I compare myself. So I compare myself to emptiness, symbolizing a loss of identity and inner feeling. So yeah, that's the metaphor. And that is simile. In the line, like echoes fading far away. So I compares again myself, my presence to fading echoes, suggesting distance and disappear. So simile appears like emphasizing distance and fading presence. So that's what I write there. And so personifications, my voice returns but feels same. That gives humans like emotion to the voice, emphasizing the speakers, which is me disconnection from themselves. Jadi, so it's like give some emotion to my voice. And then imagery. This poem uses sensory details like mirror, echoes, and touch turn into air. That's why I chose that dictions or maybe word, of course, to help the readers or whoever read my poetry to see and feel the emptiness of my poetry. And the last is symbolism. So the object like a mirror is like a mirror. It's represent self-identity. Why hollow space and echo symbolize emotional emptiness and fading identity and soonest of friend. And honestly, there are also several symbolism, but what I highlight, it just several like hollow, echoes, mirror, something like that. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for listening and to hear my explanation today. I hope my poetry can give you satisfaction feeling for the readers. I hope I did the best for my poetry. So I hope I reach the best result for this poetry. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wait, 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 wait. How to stop